すべて準備万端です。出撃、事務作業、各施設の見回りから作戦立案まで何でもご指示を。
Hello, my name is Kronos Adair, and this is Azur Lane. Welcome to the Tempesta and the Islas de Libertad event. And we will get right into gotcha polls. So let's see. It will give me 5-10 pulls in a row without having to manage my dock space. Let's see what we get. Alright, we have a Langley.
この真珠の海で出会えるなんて、私たちって随分と縁がありますね。私はパールです。あなたに希望と純潔が共にあらんことは。
Alright, that's Pearl. I believe she's the 5% pull, the 0.5% pull. So that is a lucky one. Another Langley. Suffolk. Norfolk. Long Island. Ranger. Pensacola. Yorktown. Portland. Alright. That's a pretty good 10 pull. So 1 down. 3 to go. Suffolk. Portland. Portland. Amity. She's not on the radar, but redheads, yum. Bogue. Suffolk. Long Island. Bogue. Shropshire. Shropshire. Alright. Yes, previous Tempesta girls are on this particular build. So if you haven't gotten them before, you have a chance to get them now. Suffolk. Suffolk. Langley. Pensacola. Kent. Albion. Hermes. Pensacola. Northampton. Ranger. Alright, how are we on dock space? I've got 2 more 10 pulls. Hermes. Suffolk. Portland. Shropshire. Bogue. Pensacola. Portland. Portsmouth Adventure. Northampton. Pensacola. So far, all my luck seems to have been used up on Pearl. Chicago. Northampton. Langley. Illustrious Jan. Ganjisawa from the last Tempesta event. Surcouf. Pensacola. London. Hermes. Chicago. And I think, yep, I'm at my limit. Alright, that's 50 polls and only 1 girl. Let's keep going. Kent. Chicago. Hermes. Long Island. Pensacola. Langley. Portland. Hermes. Bogue. Long Island. Well, F that 10 pull. 446. That's an interesting event timer.
クイーン・オン・ズ・リベンジ。綺麗なお宝が好きよ。 あんたが指揮官でしょ。だったらこの散らかったものを片付けるのを手伝いなさい。夜にじっくり見たいから。
Got a rather cool demeanor. Queen Anne's Revenge.
はじめまして。
Portland.
ユニオンの
Ranger.
ロンドン
Shropshire.
あら
Ganjasawa.
ユニオンの
Ranger.
栄光
Hermes. Suffolk. Suffolk.
クイーンアンズリ
Another Queen Anne's Revenge. Neat. Okay, so that's 2 down, 2 to go. Long Island. Pensacola. Long Island. Northampton. Ranger. Vogue. Northampton.
私は
Yorktown. Kent.
ユニオンの
Ranger. Oh, jeez. This event is not treating my polls kindly.
君はこの艦隊の
Pensacola. Northampton.
おはようみんな
Fancy from the last
私
event.
は
Northampton. Northampton. Portsmouth Adventure. Suffolk. Another Portsmouth Adventure.
はじめまして
Portland. Suffolk. Or that was Norfolk. What are we doing? We've got one more 10 pull left. Ranger. Suffolk. Norfolk. Hermes. Northampton. Shropshire. Shropshire.
待て
There we go.
警戒範囲内の安全係数は合格。お初にお目にかかる指揮官。私はライム。これからお前と共に戦う。さあ、指示を。
Lime.
あんたが指揮官くん。
Chicago, Northampton. Alright, we're just waiting on Royal James now. Kent. Kent. Shropshire. Ganjasawa again. Northampton. Shropshire. Hermes. Vogue. Hermes. Ark Royal. Pensacola. Norfolk. Shropshire. Portsmouth Adventure. Kent. Another Lime. Long Island. Kent. Pensacola. Chicago. Sometimes the elites are just a struggle bus. Hermes. Suffolk. Norfolk. Norfolk. Pensacola. Another Lime. Ranger. Chicago. Houston. Hermes. Shropshire. Suffolk. 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 Again. Just 5 Suffolks in a row? Chicago. Long Island. Chicago. Pensacola. Norfolk. This is punishment for getting the 5% as in the first 10 pull. Pensacola. Portland. Kent. Another Queen Anne's Revenge. Elba. Portland. Northampton. Chicago.
ロイヤルジェームズ、この地に舞い降りました。説明は後でいいですから、指揮官、早く出発しましょう。どこに行くのかって？まだ思いつきませんけど。とにかく楽しい場所がいいです。
There we go.
見つかった。
56. Cool. We've finally pulled all of them. All right. And we have adventure. So that is all of the new girls. Alright, so first off, what do my degenerates on Washington have to say about adventure? Tempesta now 3 times. Yes, there's 3 different ships called Adventure. Yeah, if Harlequin was a pirate ship. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, skills. Horror from the Deeps. When the ship enters battle, every second for 10 seconds restores 2% of this ship's max HP. 5 seconds after the ship's HP falls below 30% as a result of damage taken, or 60 seconds after the ship enters the battle, the ship leaves the battlefield. Okay. Dreams in the Pirate's House. When the ship enters the battle, every second for 15 seconds increases the ship's firepower and reload by 1%, can be stacked 15 times. Every 15 seconds, the ship becomes immobile for 1 second and fires a barrage. If this barrage sinks an enemy, additionally performs a special attack. Enemies hit by this attack have their speed decreased by 30 seconds. Cool. And just an all-out assault. Okay, so she is a quote-quote sub. Neat. Royal James next. And if you look at the symbol here, the V means she's designed to go in the Vanguard. M means main fleet, so Queen Anne's Revenge and Pearl are both main fleet. If you go back up, the S stands for submarine, not adventure. Alright, what does Washington have to say about this one? Cutie. LeBron. What? Okay. Interesting. Best laid plans go boom. Increases the ship's firepower and accuracy by 10%. 3 seconds after the battle starts, fires a barrage. Okay. Blessings from the Sea. Decreases the ship's damage taken by 20%. When the ship hits an enemy with the main gun weapon in her first gear slot, 10% chance to decrease that enemy's accuracy by 10% for 5 seconds. Once per battle, when the ship's HP falls below 50% as a result of damage taken, restores 12% of ship's max HP. Cool. And that's just an AOA. Alright, that's Royal James.
指揮官、デスクの上のものは中心線に沿って配置するのが最適だから、先ほど整理しておいた。角度と間隔を調整したからバランスも完璧のはず。力指揮官、デスクの上のものは中心線に沿って配置するのが最適だから、先ほど
Alright. Washington, what say you? Lick the lime to cure scurvy. Okay. Okay. Respect. Why is every Tempesta the best design ever? Holy. Okay. Interesting. Judgment of Spear and Sword. Increases the ship's firepower and accuracy by 50%. Increases the ship's damage dealt by 20% against enemies with less than 25% HP. Every 5 seconds fires a special shell. And every 20 seconds fires a barrage. Cool. Final Sacrament. When the battle starts, increases the ship's evasion by 25% and deploys a barrier that can negate damage equal to 15% of the ship's max HP. When the battle starts, if there is another Tempesta ship in your fleet, once per battle, when the ship takes damage it would sink her, the ship does not sink, covers 10% of max HP, and evades all damage for 3 seconds. When this effect activates, it increases the ship's damage dealt by 10% and decreases her damage taken by 15% until the battle ends. Zombie skill. And that's an all-out assault. Cool. That's a nice ship if you like Tempesta ships. Alright, Pearl.
勝利は相手を傷つけて手に入れるべきではありません。知恵と思いやりを持ってお互いの誇りを守れる道を選べば、もしかしたら優しさに
Peace is nice, Pearl, but this is a war game.
たどり着けるかもしれませんわ。
Alright, Washington, what say you? Keep doing that. Hot. You're what, like Pearl? Gorgeous. Yuzu, welcome. Black Pearl. Okay. Not bad. I honestly expected worse from Washington. Skills. Pearl of the Sky, Sapphire of the Sea. Increases the ship's firepower and reload by 50%. When the ship fires her main guns, fires a barrage that inflicts Pearl Moon to enemies hit. Enemies with Pearl Moon have their accuracy decreased by 50% until the battle ends. That's not a terrible effect. Moon Splendor, Pearl Shimmer. Every odd number time the ship fires her main guns decreases your vanguard's damage taken by 10% for 8 seconds. Every even number time the ship fires her main guns restores 3% of the ship's max HP and inflicts 500 damage to enemies with Pearl Moon debuff. Neat. Alright, and that leaves us with the Revenge of Queen Anne.
そんな細かいこと気にするなら勝手にやれば。私にはもっと大事なことがあるから。
Got better things to do than clean my room.
これ
There. If anyone's wondering, I like to at least put one XP pack to start them on commissions, and if I've got multiple copies, I like to limit break them right when I get them at this point of the game. Alright. Washington, what say you? Blackbeard was truly a man of culture. She needs sleep. Give it to her. That's after. Okay, interesting. Skills. The Black Mane Tempesta. If this ship is your flagship, increases your Tempesta ship's firepower, accuracy, and evasion by 10%. If she is not your flagship, increases this ship's firepower and evasion by 15%. When the ship fires your main gun, 70% chance to fire a barrage. If there's another Tempesta ship in your fleet, increases the barrage chance to 100%. Cool. So she's basically the flagship of the Tempesta girls. That's a pretty decent boost. Firepower, accuracy, and evasion. Nice. Share the spoils. When this ship finishes loading her main guns, there's no enemy with the plundered target on the battlefield, inflicts plundered target to a random enemy. Prioritize humanoid enemies. Enemies with plundered target have 10% decreased evasion and take 10% more damage from Queen Zan's revenge. When an enemy with plundered target is sunk, all your Tempesta ships recover 3% of their max HP. Nice. That's a good skill. Okay. I dig it. Alright, that is the Tempesta girls. We'll get them working on commissions. Let's try out the minigame. Well, darn, we're done. Cool. And let's get into the story. Episode 1, Treasure Abound. Mar del Demionos, aboard the Vengeful Queen. Go past Mar del Demonios, let the stars guide you. Then we should be... Oh, look, land! There really are isles far off in the distance. Royal James is the Vengeful Queen fleet. Looks like the treasure map was the real deal after all. Heh, I knew it. This treasure map wasn't going to lead us wrong. Everything's going to just as I expected. You say that, but you don't know where you got that map. You don't even remember where it got into your chest. Oh, shut it. Got a bloody billion chests. It'd be impossible to keep track of them all. What matters is that these isles don't appear on any regular maps, and that there's no sign of inhabitants. In other words, we're the first people to discover them. You're forgetting about whoever made the map to begin with. That's not even mentioning the old ruins in the isles. Someone left those there. You said it yourself. Old ruins. Whoever made them became worm food ages ago. Same with the map. That means we discovered these isles. So, first order of business is to name and lay claim to them. Then, ladies, we dig for treasure among the ruins. I was the first one who saw them, so I want to name them the Royal James No. I was just kidding. Seriously, though, since we're all aboard the Vengeful Queen and found it, how about naming the Vengeful Queen Isles? Or maybe the Treasure Isles. The map does claim that there's loads of buried treasure after all. No to both of those. I've already got a name. Captain of the Vengeful Queen, and based on the isle's proximity to Mar del Demonios, I hereby name them Islas de Libertad. Tempesta and Islas de Libertad. or the Islands of Freedom. 1-1, you are invited. Nom nom. Come again? Islas de Libertad. It was evening, and the members of Tempesta were feasting on a lavish supper in their grand villa while sharing rumors. Yeah, I heard the vengeful queens discovered some unclaimed isles just past Mar del Demonios. They named them Islas de Libertad and they made them their own. What do you think happened after? Did they start settling the isles, perchance? Did they find some ludicrous treasure and that set them up for life? Not even sort of close. What they did was send invitations to people across the world, seekers of liberty. Come and let us explore these ruins together. Oh, what a distinct choice! They sound like a decent lot. Aye, what a bold proclamation. Such perfectly preserved ruins are bound to attract countless people. I will give a tremendous reputation boost to the vengeful Queen fleet as well. You bet. Crazy to think there's still unclaimed islands in this day and age. This might just stir up a wave of sailing adventures around the world. Knock, knock, knock. Oh, it smells yummy. Seems I came at a good time. If it is, it's past his own adorable little messenger. Yes, this is a good time. Come in and dig in. We made whale meat roasted with curry from Chronopolis. Whale curry? No, thank you. She insisted on it, I'm afraid. It's not about the whale meat, it's about it being curry made with spices from Chronopolis. They were a right pain in the bum to procure, I'll have you know. Tonight it's whale meat, and tomorrow it'll be shark meat, and the day after that maybe we'll do octopus. That'll all be scrumptious. Oh, sure it'll be. That'll sound yummy, but I'll still have to pass. Right, I nearly forgot. What brings you here? Why do you ask you to deliver a message? Oh, nothing like that. I'm just here to deliver this invitation from the vengeful Queen. Wait, them? Blimey, could it be? Let me see. Aha! It is what I thought. Come on, share it with the class. What does it say? Exactly what you told us about a minute ago. The vengeful Queen Lot has invited us to do a treasure hunt on Islas de Libertad. It's a direct invitation, no less. Seems we made quite a name for ourselves, mateys. Hell yeah! So when do we set off? For anything else you need to call Whitey back to... don't think we'll need to. She said it's too far away and it'd be such a pain, so she won't come. Sounds like she's telling us not to disturb her whatever we do. Alright, let's contact Sal Marhino and Adventure Galley instead. Tell them to meet us at Limestone Island. Last supply stop on the way to Mar del Demonios. Once you've given them the message, go there and wait. Aye aye! I'll be off then. Hey, no need to rush. Sit down with us and have some of this whale curry. She doesn't want any. Oh. Poor dolphin. 2-1. The Wooden Compass. This wasn't Royal Fortune's first rodeo. She didn't expect this adventure into ancient ruins to go without a hitch. As such, she decided to call in her fleet mates who were operating elsewhere and spend several days stocking up on all the supplies and weapons that she could. And not only that... What are you doing? Golden Hind gave a look of confusion to Royal Fortune, who was focused on carving a piece of wood. I lost my compass, remember? It's made it a pain in the arse to travel between our two worlds. Sometimes our method for ending the storm works, but sometimes it doesn't. That's when I got an idea. Since I don't have a compass, why don't I just make another? Check it out! Can't tell it apart from my last one, eh? It's made of wood. Royal Fortune showed her freshly carved wooden compass to Golden Hind. I can't say I saw your last one, but even so, isn't this just a little too crude? Oi! I worked really hard on this. Maybe it's not perfect, but at least it generally looks like a compass. Tell you what, let's give this baby a trial run and see how she works. Royal Fortune blew off the wood shavings stuck to the compass, placed it on the table, and then put her hands together and said a prayer. Dots. Doesn't seem like that did anything. Yeah, I should have figured it wouldn't be that easy. Oh well, you never know. Might start working out of nowhere. Anyway, it's getting late. You should hit the hay. We've got loads of shopping ahead of us tomorrow. Alright, episode 1-3, Limestone Island. After 3 days of preparations, the well-stocked Tempesta fleet finally departed on a course towards Islas de Libertad. Winds on their route were gentle, and the skies were fair and clear. They sailed for 10 days without incident, and eventually reached their last stop before entering the Sea of Mar del Demonios, where she and her companions would meet up, Limestone Island. They anchored their vessels and headed for a tavern on the island. There, they decided to gather intel whilst waiting for their fellow members. Once they'd conducted a bit of sleuthing, a piece of concerning information reached their ears. Shh! You hear the rumors about Mar del Demonios? They say that 3 fleets have already come back with heavy losses. No wonder we saw so many battered and bruised ships at the docks. Also, while asking around, the tavern owner warned me to stay away from Mar del Demonios. Surviving crewmates even said that they not only got caught in the most terrible weather, but they also were attacked by sea monsters. Yes, as much as I have faith in our fleet, the idea of Islas de Libertad may very well be a trap has given me second thoughts. Damn it. Guess they don't call it Mar del Demonios, the Sea of Demons, for nothing. Are you saying something's gone and used the Vengeful Queen's name to lure us into a trap? Can't think of anyone who'd have a reason to do that. Even the Federation of Polises would have to consider the ramifications. They didn't invite just the established fleets, but any adventurers as well. Also, if sea monsters show up and attack out of nowhere, isn't that more proof that Islas de Libertad are real, if anything? I mean, remember the Skelebis and Ga's central unit from that time we went to the Sleeping Sea? There are loads and loads of ancient ruins around the Islas de Libertad. That might explain why there are sea monsters around there. We've still got time, so why don't we verify it with the survivors? Yeah, good idea. Even better if they can confirm they were Skelebis, and if so, what kind? Sunset arrived, and the group went back to the tavern one by one. Although they failed to get any notable information, they did meet up with Dolphin, who had just arrived. Captain, it's me, I'm here. Brilliant of you to show up. Why is it just you, though? Where are the others? Adventure Galley was busy promoting the Starlight Finders in Stelopolis, so she couldn't come. Same with Sarah Morhino. Also, they told me to pass on a message. Nebula Gardens seem interested in Islas de Libertad and have some sort of plan for it. Also, try to steer clear of them. That's all. Nebula Guardians meddling and stuff. Must be day ending in Y. Whatever. The rule is first come, first served with Unclaimed Islands, and we've already been invited to a treasure hunt. You'd be bonkers to sit this one out. Crew, rest up well tonight. We're setting off tomorrow. Alright, 2-1. Tempestuous Dreams. As the curtain of night fell, so too did raindrops begin to fall on the fleet. Raoul Fortune was in her lavish bed aboard her own vessel, thinking to herself, Mar del Demonios, named as such because it's home to the demons who lure in sailors with their songs, then drown them. Can't believe those are actually real. Well, I haven't seen one in the past 2 days, but still. And to think the Vengeful Queen lot found a bunch of new islands in a place like this. Let the stars guide you, eh? She raised the written invitation with her hand, holding it in front of her dim lamplight. The light suddenly illuminated a star map drawn onto the invitation, revealing a course that would bring them to their destination safely. Such intricate craftsmanship. Doesn't look like something a crew could produce. Maybe they made it with something they found in the ruins? Ah, no use thinking about it. I'll find out when I ask for myself. Time to sleep. Looks like a rough weather. Fierce winds and violent waves struck the vessels in the fleet. Tempesta's ships were at risk of sinking at any moment. What the? Oi! Mary! Golden Hind! What the bloody hell's going on? Captain, we're under attack by a group of Skelebeasts. Things aren't looking great. You may have to abandon ship. Bail out! Bail out! No! Not my beloved ship! Uh-oh. Not my beloved ship! Royal Fortune awoke in her nice bed, dim light illuminating her cabin. It was a nightmare. Just a nightmare. Damn ill boding. Ever for a nightmare. Doubt I'll be getting any more sleep tonight. She took out her wooden compass from underneath her pillow, pressed it between her lips, and offered a prayer. Commander, please protect me so I can finish this treasure heart safely and let my ship go unscathed. Okay, that should do. Time for an early morning patrol. 2-2, the Veil of Night. Veil of the Night Sky, okay. 6 hours later, it was 8 in the morning of the third day in Mar del Demonios. Despite this, the sun had yet to rise. Something's not right. It's cloudy, but it shouldn't be this dark. Hell, I didn't even realize it was morning till I looked at the clock. Yeah, blimey. Has Mar del Demonios always been like this? Long ago, I went through this place a few times with some merchant ships, and it certainly wasn't this gloomy then. Means it's probably got something to do with the Vengeful Queen lot then. We're lucky the rain's still only a drizzle, and there have been no storms or sea monsters yet. Since we're in the clear for now, let's have some nosh. Today, we're having curry with... I've got cod freshly caught. Brilliant, cod with curry it is. Blech. Oh, it's not so much the type of meat, it's the fact that it's curry. Okay. She must not like spicy stuff. Time was 2 in the afternoon. The rain had stopped, the clouds had cleared, and the stars were brightly shining on their course. Hang on. Why are the North Star and the Southern Cross visible at the same time? Should that be impossible? This night sky doesn't sit right with me. Oi! I knew the star map invitation looked odd. Thought it might have just been an artistic flair at first. Here we are, looking at those same unusual constellations. Things are getting weirder and weirder. Should we keep sailing? It seems a whole lot likelier now that we'll run into trouble. Of course we'll keep sailing. We've not run into any sea monsters yet, despite all the weird stuff. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be known as a coward who screwed off home already. Besides, think of the treasure just out of our reach. The crew of the Vengeful Queen are waiting for us. Oh, hey! Scene change. 2-3, arrival on the Isles. Yeah, arrival on the Isles. Another half day went by, and as midnight rolled around, the outline of an island finally appeared on the horizon. Captain, I see land. Attention, ship to our bow. You are about to enter the waters of Islas de Libertad. I am Royal James, member of the Vengeful Queen fleet. State your names. Once the group spotted the island, a warship that had been standing by in the area quickly caught notice of them. I am Royal Fortune with Tempesta. We are here on an invitation from you. Oh, Royal Fortune? And you're with Tempesta? Well, that changes things. Welcome to the Islas de Libertad. I've been waiting for ages out here, and you're the first group that's ever shown up. I was starting to get worried that there was something wrong with the invitation, and nobody would come. Our captain, Queen Anne's Revenge, is waiting for you. Follow me! Tempesta's fleet followed Royal James, passing by a few unusually shaped islets, while avoiding dangerous reefs along the way. Eventually, they reached the pier of an especially large island. And I brought Tempesta with me. Ah, you must be Royal Fortune. Your name's been knocking about lately, and I was hoping to meet you. Welcome to Islas de Libertad. Think of it as our base, and make yourself at home. Once they arrived at the pier, the group was welcomed by Queen Anne's Revenge, the captain of the Vengeful Queen fleet. After exchanging a few words with them, Royal Fortune began surveying the island before her. I've seen ancient ruins before, but these are something else. They're so much bigger and better preserved. Remarkable, isn't it? Finding the treasure map that led us here to making the journey itself, it was hellish to get to this place. These ruins are enormous, and exploring them just by yourselves would be too dangerous and too big of a faff. That's why I sent out those invitations. But, as I sent them 3 months ago, 3 whole bloody months, and in all that time you're the only ones who came here. I don't believe it. I really don't. Well, it's not that nobody else tried, it's that none of them made it here. Come again? What do you mean? Royal Fortune relayed the things they learned on Limestone Island. Sea monsters? Yes, I suppose your run-of-the-mill fleets and adventurers don't stand a chance against those. You know, I included a safe route in the invitation so people wouldn't get scared off by the weird night sky. Some good that did, I suppose. Right, going out on a limb here, the stars looking odd had something to do with you, but sea monsters didn't? Kind of. Let me explain. The treasure map I got supposedly also functions as a key. Using it will let you open a path to the main island's ancient temple. Well, we did that, and when we did, the sky got all strange all of a sudden. I suspected some sort of device meant to camouflage these isles. By the way, by main island, I mean the one we're on. It's the largest and located in the center, so it makes sense. It's also my first suggestion for a treasure hunt. The buildings are preserved the best here. As for the ancient temple, I'm referring to the giant structure up on the mountain over there. I presume you can see it. If you're wondering about the cannons and defenses next to it, those have been activated. There should be no shortage of unexplored island areas on the island I could activate with my treasure map, but I haven't gotten to them yet. Queen Anne's Revenge pointed to the various landmarks and explained them one by one. Besides the main island, there are 4 large to medium-sized islands on and another, 214 islets in unusual shapes. There are ruins on those as well, but the further out you go, the more deteriorated they get. I doubt they were always like this, but if I had to hazard a guess, they got destroyed in a battle long ago. 214 islets? You've really done the maths. We were bored out of our minds while waiting for others to come. And it's all because of those darn sea monsters. They weren't there when we first got here, but what made them crawl out of the depths all of a sudden? You've not seen any sea monsters this whole time? Not a single one. It's been a graveyard quiet around here for the 3 months we've been here. What about you? Did you do in a load of sea nasties on your way here? No, we didn't run into a single one either. Maybe we got lucky? Strange. I suppose we'll never know. Since you managed to make it, others should be able to as well. I'd say we wait a little longer. Ah, right. I'll give you an islet as a present. You what, mate? Pick any islet you want, excluding the main one and the comparatively larger 4, and it's yours. Make it your base, or do anything you like with it. I don't mind. You're giving us an islet? Blimey, that's generous. Can't hoard them all when there's this many. Might as well give them away. I'll be giving another whichever fleet makes it here next. You're expecting a treasure hunt, and I wasn't kidding when I said there was one. I will lead the exploration of the 5 largest islands. Anything you find on the smaller ones belongs to whoever owns it. Everyone's free to explore, and whatever treasures you may find, our fleet won't start a blarney over it. You first picked an island, then you go look for treasure on it. It's fun that it's almost like playing the lottery. Yeah, it does sound like a lot of fun. I don't really know what you should say when you're suddenly gifted an island. Anyway, cheers! From now on, you're all close friends of ours. Alright, 2-4. Prepping for the treasure hunt. Yep. Prepping for the treasure hunt. Or the Great Roll Fortune meeting room. Sometime later. Well, I do trust those girls. We've only just arrived in this place. We haven't explored the area yet, and we can't choose an islet until tomorrow. Spending the night on land seemed kinda risky, so I suggest we stay on our ships tonight. A prudent decision. Spending the night aboard our ships will also let us respond more quickly in the event that something happens. Mary, would you be a dear and station your pet near our fleet to keep watch? Sure thing, I'll do that. Meeting adjourned then. Get yourself some rest. Dolphin, I remember you've always wanted to feed Argo. Why don't we do it together? Just a minute. I'm almost done with drawing. What you drawing? A map or something? Yep, a map of Islas de Libertad. It's mostly blank since I haven't had much time, but I'm going to fill in the whole thing later. Ever since we got here, I've gotten this feeling that there's some super duper valuable treasure hidden here. I've just got to find it. Alright, 3-1. Hunters in Mar del Demonios. It was the next day. While Tempesta was looking around Islas de Libertad, another group was off in the Mar del Demonios. Kaboom! I got another one of them. Right, stupid. Those Skelebees are trying to steal my bloody ship. You make it sound like you're winning, when the truth is we're being chased. Because we're the treasure hunters who go with the wind, lassie, not prats who tackle the enemy head on. Took care of them all to our bow, and how's it going with our stern? They've been dealt with. That was the last Skelebees just now. We've shaken them off. You, this course has been busting our arses, huh? Been fighting from dawn till dusk now. Hang on, something isn't right. Look at the clock, it's still morning. How come we can see the stars? Huh? Damn, you're right. You reckon this has got something to do with Islas de Libertad? The odds are extremely high, yes. Remember when we went through the storm and found the Sky Nexus Tower? Then, just as now, the space around us changed drastically when we entered it. Therefore, I'm pretty sure the Islas de Libertad ruins are the real deal. Also, look at those constellations. Don't they match up perfectly with the strange star map in the invitation? Bloody hell, you're right. Star map's gotta be for showing the right course through this place. Now things are getting interesting, aren't they? What do you think will happen if we go off course? I don't know, but let's not find out. Haha, yeah, figures. Starting to seem like that vengeful Queen lot got their hands on the discovery of the year, done it? Onward! Full speed towards Islas de Libertad. 3-2. Snatch everything. Snatch everything up. Okay. While the treasure hunters were sailing at full speed towards their destination, Tempesta were busy at the Islas de Libertad. Darn, I don't sense any super big treasures on this islet, so it's not this one either. Dolphin scribbled a contour of the islet and drew a cross over it. 21st is a bus 2 then. On to the 22nd. Let's go! After taking the evening to rest, they got up the following morning, split into 2 groups, and went on their separate ways on Islas de Libertad. Goldenhind and Mary Celeste went off to deepen their friendship with the vengeful Queen's crew, while Royal Fortune and Dolphin sent out to investigate all the islets. With the experience of the Fountain of Youth and the Sleeping Sea under her belt, even Royal Fortune could tell with just a glance how impressive the ruins in this place were. Even so, the commander knows this stuff better than anyone, and the terminal would have given us a pretty good clue. We've got neither one with us. I can't believe we're going on an actual treasure hunt and we're solely relying on Dolphin's ability to find anything. From the 1st to the 20th, and from the 20th to the 40th, it took the two the whole day, and they barely managed to finish exploring 1/5 of all the islets before supper. Let's have a toast to the captain's and Dolphin's hard work. Sitting in a tavern the crew of the vengeful Queen had built, the members of Tempesta enjoyed a lavish meal together. It was hard work, alright. It's been an exhausting day. Ugh, my ears and head hurt. Well, help yourself to lots of delicious food. Goodness knows you've earned it. Incidentally, Captain, did you learn anything during your search? Yeah, there really is treasure amid these ruins. There's even some in the mostly destroyed ruins on the small islands. Just imagining what riches are hidden on the larger 5 islands gives me shivers. Oh my, they're that valuable, huh? We'll be making a killing this endeavor then. Have you picked out an island from Anne yet? I'd still love to see it for myself. Not yet, no. We checked about a fifth of the islets today. Sure, there is treasure on every one, but Dolphin couldn't sense a bona fide treasure trove on any of them. That's why we decided to pick one only after we searched them all. Yepers! We're the first crew to arrive here, so we should pick the best one there is. No, if only not for this dang headache. Captain, I'll bring Dolphin to her room. Alright, let's get some good rest. We'll try again tomorrow. Okay, promise we'll find something amazing. 3-3, visit from old friends. After having supper, Golden Hind escorted Dolphin to her room. Meanwhile, Royal Fortune and Mary Celeste decided to wander around the main island. As soon as they got they heard a commotion coming from the pier. See that? Is that a ship entering the harbor? Oh, other ships have showed up at last. Let's go have a look-see. Islas de Libertad, harbor. The two reached the harbor, where they saw a ship firmly anchored, as well as Queen Anne's Revenge having an ardent chat with the visitors of the night. I'm Queen Anne's Revenge, Captain of the Vengeful Queen Fleet. Welcome to Islas de Libertad, renowned treasure hunters. Name's Portsmouth Adventure, and this here's Amity. We got invitation from ya. Bloody hell, though. That was a nightmare getting here. Just about managed to carve a path through the hordes of sea monsters. Sea monsters? You actually ran into such things? Sure as hellfire we did. Even brought a couple wrecks with us as trophies. Have a gander. Portsmouth Adventure steered her ship and unfolded a net, which innumerable wreckage skeletons parts lay. Whoa! Honest to gosh, sea monsters! I've never seen this variety of them before either. Let me get this straight. You two fought sea monsters the whole way here? Not quite. Mostly for the past half day. It seems they don't chase you once you get within range of this night sky. These creatures are known as wreckage skelebeasts. We encountered a lot of them long ago in the Sleeping Sea. On another note, this island isn't as bustling as I expected. Is that on account of the sea monsters as well? Probably, sadly. You telling me we're the first to arrive? Second, actually. Tempesta's fleet made it here just before you. Tempesta, they're here too, eh? Things are getting right interesting now. After exchanging a few more words, Queen Anne's Revenge told them that she would gift them an island. Treasure hunters were elated, just as the Tempesta were. Afterwards, they went back to their ship and settled on choosing an island the next day once they had rested up. Royal Fortune and Mary Celeste decided to come forth and also say hello to their friends. Several months had passed since their adventure into the Sleeping Sea, and they were certainly not expecting to meet the treasure hunters again on these islands. During their chat, Portsmouth Adventure recounted their adventures with the other worldly visitors and the port's fleet. Upon hearing this, Royal Fortune seemed to ponder something. The worldly visitors, eh? Maybe that's how the commander sees us as well. And that mysterious DOS. She sounds powerful. The storm's getting more frequent. I'm expecting more and more ruins to come to light, and for weird things to keep happening. It's like there's some sort of force that's bringing change to the world. Could it be them? Alright, 4-1. Searching the lighthouse. Yep. 4-1. Searching the lighthouse. It was Tempesta's 5th day on Islas de Libertad. A few other decently sized fleets had arrived on the islands, and the crew of the Vengeful Queen fleet welcomed them with open arms. Tempesta, however, cared little for the commotion taking place at the harbor. After spending the last 4 days searching on all the islets, Dolphin had reached a conclusion. There's not even a single mind-blowing treasure in any of the over 200 islets. The group was disappointed, but settled for the islet with the largest size and most extensive ruins. They picked this islet and named it Tempesta Island. Following this, they got in touch with Anne's crew and invited them to search through the comparatively large ruins together. Odds are really good that there's a super-duper cool treasure hidden in the third islet's lighthouse. Agreed. While these islands are nice, it's also awfully dark and gloomy here. That really brings down the whole mood. So even if we don't find any treasure, we can at least turn on the lighthouse for a morale boost. Let's go! They arrived at the great lighthouse on the third islet, where they were greeted by a member of Queen Anne's crew whom they hadn't met. Nice to meet you. I'm Adventure. I'm a member of the Vengeful Queen fleet. I'll be leading you through the lighthouse. Top of the hour to you, Adventure. How come we didn't meet sooner? Because I've been searching the islands this whole time while setting up a new safe house. I'm done with that now. I finally got the privilege of adventuring with you all. Wait, 5 whole days setting up a safe house? Didn't you find the islands 3 months ago? What are you doing the whole time? Certainly not cooped up in a shelter or something. I was! The outside world's a dangerous place. So, you're afraid of danger, yet you wanted to come along on this adventure into the ruins? That's right. You can't find new safe houses if you don't venture out. Staying in one place for too long is also dangerous. What? I guess I see the logic in that. You need the treasure map to open the lighthouse's defensive walls, so stay close to me. The group passed through several bulky gates and then finally arrived at the base of the lighthouse. I'm still not sure how you plan to climb up to this lighthouse. There's no entranceway, and holding up the treasure map does a whole lot of nothing. Anne said we should look around and see if there's any other way inside. Oh, gotcha. Let's see here. Looks to be over 600 feet tall, and yeah, no entrance on the surface from what I can tell. No doors, no windows, exterior smooth as glass, but maybe. Nope, no way climbing that. Dolphin, have you found anything? Well, I know we're not supposed to destroy the ruins, but listen. What if you loaded me into a cannon, shot me up to the top of the lighthouse, then I dropped a rope for you to climb? Wouldn't that get us inside? Stoneby, that's genius! I'll go look for a cannon. And I'll fetch a rope. Dong, 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 dong. What? Bell ringing? Did someone sound an alarm? Oh no, I knew this would be dangerous. We can do the lighthouse later. For now, let's get back to my safe house. Don't you think it's odd, though? We're in range of the night sky, so why would there be enemies? Unless a group of skeleton beasts are invading. This is big trouble. If so, we've got to hurry. Or to uninvited guests. Islas de Libertad, Outer Waters. When Tempesta reached the sea, with Adventure forcibly in tow, they came upon a confrontation between the Vengeful Queen fleet and another fleet that radiated a vibrant light. Is that a Nebula Guardian? I should have known they'd turn up. Attention! Fleet to our bow! I am Lime, captain of the 3rd Nebula Guardian fleet. Based on the laws of the Federation of Polices, all islands that appear on the 7 seas are deemed as belonging to it. Until the Federation decides on a course of action for these islands, no entity is allowed to privately occupy them. Queen Anne's Revenge, your one-sided claim is wholly void and therefore illegal. As such, you are to take all your followers and leave these islands immediately. Surrender them peacefully to the Nebula Guardians, and we will overlook your crime. Heh, tell me, what exactly do your laws have to do with our Islas de Libertad? If the Vengeful Queen fleet, or any free fleet for that matter, was willing to submit to your corrupt and arrogant federation, then it wouldn't have been put together in the first place. Do you really think you alone can represent the will of the Nebula Guardians and the Federation? And here you are, threatening me with a handful of tatty old chips you brought. You must have a burning death wish. Enough! Kaboom! Lime's anger reached its tipping point, and she fired a warning shot. Although the shot hit the water, the situation was a powder keg. A number of ships appeared from the surrounding islands and joined the Vengeful Queen's ranks. Uh-oh, her crappy intimidation attempt only made her fleet even bolder. I've met that Lime once. I was doing business when our paths crossed. She's fought monsters for many years in the Sea of Death, and she has a strong sense of justice and hates evil from the bottom of her heart. Worse yet, she has a short fuse and tends to be rather pushy when dealing with things. Her Our fleet is going to sustain heavy losses if this turns into a fight. Lime, I told you not to let your feelings take control. Laws exist to be followed. I will not meet a bunch of vile outlaws halfway. That may be true of the monsters you fought for many years, but their fleet is not a bunch of monsters. You cannot treat them the same. Allow me to handle this. Well, well. Want to see who has the bigger cannons, do you? Try this on for size, then. Kaboom! The artillery situated in the ruins of the main island fired a volley, its impact creating enormous waves in the water. It is as you say, we do not have the final say in what is to be done with these islands. The purpose of our excursion here is to, as Nebula Guardians, explore the ruins upon the newfound islands and evaluate what threats may lurk within them. I believe you've issued a great number of invitations. Would it therefore be possible for us to join your search team as well? You're more reasonable than the last one, I'll give you that. However, my answer is no. You may go on to claim you have an invitation, but I have no recollection of ever inviting you. So be good, little uninvited guests, and leave. There's nothing more to be said, Sal Marhino. Prepare for battle. Dots. Hey, it's just me, or is Marhino sending us a signal? Seems she was unable to stop it on her own. Oh, haha, looks like Tempesta is going to have to intervene. Let's give him a hand. It'll be good for nobody if the fight really does break out. 4-3, Sal Marhino's concern. Sal Marhino's concerned. Thanks to Tempesta's intervention and explanation, the Nebula Guardians backed off from the islands, and the vengeful Queen Fleet didn't pursue them. Later in the dead of night, Real Fortune and Sal Marhino met up on a small and inconspicuous island. Phew, things got real dodgy earlier today. What were you lot thinking back there? Were you seriously going to invade Islas de Libertad with such a tiny force? For your information, that coastal battery up there is not just for show, it still works. Our main force is still behind the lines. Lime was worried about the ruins, so she left in a hurry. I did tell Dolphin we'd be making a move. I didn't expect you all to be here as well. Well, isn't it jolly good that we were? I think that we can both guess what would have happened if we weren't. That is true. Alright, so what was that about Lime? What do you mean she was worried about the ruins? You surely heard the rumors about sea monsters when you went to Limestone Island. Yeah, even saw the remains of some of that Portsmouth adventure brought along a few days ago. I had a gander at them. Wreckage skelly beasts. Yes, with the discovery of Islas de Libertad, skelly beasts suddenly began appearing in Mar del Demonios, a place where they shouldn't live. Moreover, their numbers grow by the day. We believe all of it links back to these ruins. Someone on the islands may be controlling the monsters, using them as a barrier to protect Islas de Libertad. That's probably not the case. I've been here for quite a while now, and I've not seen a single thing that looks connected to those monsters. Anne and her crew have even said that the more people come here, the better. Now, if anything, she's fuming that they're standing in the way of the islands. I see. Well, I have a theory, though it's only a theory. Me and Anne's revenge is plotting something. This much I can say with certainty. She made a big deal of gathering this many people. It simply does not follow that what she did was just to share treasure with others. For this reason, you should all exercise caution. The Federation of Polices puts great importance on this place. If things do not go well, it's only a matter of time before an army is sent here. I've heard that the Church of the Goddesses has dispatched a fleet to this place as well. Lime is considering working with them, though she does not yet know where they are. I wish to stress one thing. Do not lower your guard while there is still much we do not know. I will leave now. I will contact you again if anything comes up. Oh boy, this treasure hunt is getting a lot more complicated than I hoped. Thank gosh, I prepared so thoroughly before setting off. Anyway, got it. I'll keep an eye out. A 5-1, uninvited guests 2. And so, 2 days passed, and Sao Marino had said, a fleet belonging to the Church of the Goddesses arrived on the islands. Goddess's blessings be with you. To think fate would bring us together in such a vast ocean as this. I am Pearl, servant of the church. This is Ganjisawa, a friend of mine. Miss Anne, would you please allow us to bring the goddess's light to these free islands? You lot, well, you know your manners better than the Nebula Guardians. But, sorry, the answer's no. Islas de Libertad only welcomes those who seek liberty. I said it clear as day in the invitation. That description clearly doesn't fit you, so go away. I see. How unfortunate that we must return home with nothing to show. A shame, truly. I suppose we'll head home. Farewell, Anne. May you and your followers have a wonderful day. The church's fleet departed with no fanfare or fuss, leaving them with some words of blessing. Queen Anne's revenge breathed a relieved sigh. Royal Fortune, however, felt something different after this brief exchange. Hold up, Anne. Something here smells fishy. Fishy? What is? You may or may not know it, but the Church of the Goddesses is utterly obsessed with the ancient ruins. They also collect huge amounts of old relics. They've got so many, just picturing it makes me shudder. So basically, what you just did was say no to 2 total fanatics, and they simply politely turned around and left. Their action was even milder than the Nebula Guardians, and that just can't be right. Also, I've run into Ganjisawa in the past. She's way more calculating than she lets on. I refuse to believe that she'd give up just like that. You all really should be on high alert for the next few days. So that's the deal with them. Ta for telling me. I'll inform the others at once. 5-2. Early morning wreckage. Wreckages. Early morning wreckages. The warning from Anne made the vengeful Queen fleet highly vigilant. Other fleets had set up on their islands, even joined the patrol spontaneously. It was evening that day, and rain had begun pouring. The weather got even worse when night came, as strong winds blew and fierce waves churned. Yet, despite the storms around them, the people on the island spent the night on the lookout. Contrary to their expectations, the day ended peacefully. Too peacefully, perhaps. As morning rolled around, a patrolling fleet came upon a shocking find. Look! Look at what we found! There are loads of wreckages washing ashore. Planks were made in different styles. They must belong to Inti sailors or other fleet members. There's also some coating that only naval forces use. These must be from the Nebula Guardians. I see how it is. They were refused entry, so they're waiting outside the islands to ambush the people I invited. Now they've really gotten bloody done it. Captain, we should sail out there now and give those Nebula Guardians a beating. That's exactly what we'll do. Those sods will learn what happens when you pick a fight with us. Well, Anne, let's take it easy. If the Nebula Guardians did this, then they're probably working with the church. For all we know, they could have laid a trap and are just waiting for us to walk into it. I know the Nebula Guardians are heavy-handed and cruel, but I don't think they'd go quite this far. I mean, there's gotta be an explanation for all this. It just so happens that we, Tempesta, have dealt with both Guardians and the Church in the past, so we can go there and see what's up. Take us with you. We went through the sleep at sea together, so there's no way they'll make things hard for us. Whatever. Do as you wish. I'll tell the other fleets to get ready for battle and wait for news. Ooh. Scene change. Alright, impromptu response from 5-3. Tempesta and the treasure hunters departed from the harbor and followed the breadcrumb trail of drifting wreckage amid the storm. As soon as they left Islas de Libertad, however, they came under attack by a group of skelebeasts. Skelebeasts have gotten this close now? Damn, those bastards really are here. At least that means it's possible they're responsible for the wrecks washing up. Come on, let's work together to break through the siege. After smashing through several waves of Skelebeasts, the girls reached the heart of all the fighting. That's quite a cool scene. Damn monsters! I know your habits like the back of my hand. Nothing you can do can surprise me. You never stop. You know neither fear nor fatigue. And so be it. I will give you the fight you so want. Perish! Lime, the fleet can't take any more. I'm coming to support you. Watch your back. Don't worry about me. No monster like this will ever catch me off guard. You take care of the fleet. I will deal with these things myself. That's the Nebula Guardians, and the Church, and ships from Islas to Libertad. I knew it. They weren't responsible for the wreckages. No, they're the ones holding back the horde of Skelebeasts. You gotta help. Silent Sentry, Kraken's Tentacles, level 100. Yeah, it's a heavy armor battleship. Tempesta's cannon shells are all considered high explosive, so they aren't real good against heavy armor. Kaboom! While a fierce battle unfolded between the girls and the tide of Skelebeasts, a red signal flare suddenly shot up from Islas to Libertad. Hey, isn't that an emergency rendezvous flare? Perhaps something has happened back at the islands. Let's hope it's not another Skelebeast attack. So, Mahito, Ganjisao, there's no end to these monsters. Just because we can handle them doesn't mean that the other ships can. We need to fall back to the islands. They've got the coastal battery plus favorable geography for defense. While I like the idea, those ladies did just chase us off, so... Look, there are too many enemies. Islas de Libertad must be under attack too. And will at least be somewhat receptive to your plight, unlike these monsters that you can't reason with. I'll tell her to listen. Trust me! My, what a magnanimous young lady you are, Royal Fortune. May the goddesses grace you with their blessings. You have a point. Given the circumstances, it's the most optimal solution. We're in your debt. Lime, remember what we came here for. Okay, we'll do as she says. Alright, 6-1, Doubts, and we've got another scene change. A while had passed since the fleets entered the island's territory. Thanks to the safety and assurance afforded by the ancient yet operational defenses, a sense of relaxation swept over everyone. Or rather, everyone except for Royal Fortune. She had a growing suspicion about Ganjisao ever since she reflected on their adventure in the Sleeping Sea. She never did learn why the commander disappeared so suddenly. After that, coupled with the attack of the Skelebeast, she was unable to suppress the doubt inside of her, and she decided to ask Ganjisao directly. Aw, it hurts my head that you doubt me so. You would too if you were me. Hey, did you know Porty actually ran into the commander's fleet sometime after that? From what she told me, the commander didn't have a choice in leaving, but was forced to. Care to confirm or deny? Well, do you know what happened the day the commander left? Obviously I do. I just want to hear you say it. I need to be sure you're not lying. Heh. As you already know, I held a feast on that day, and I invited the commander to join me. But to my shock, in the middle of our meal, the commander just vanished into thin air. I take it you're better acquainted with that phenomenon than I am, no? Of course I do. So, that's it. You were eating and the commander disappeared, and nothing happened after? Yes, it was all quite shocking. So I suppose that the commander indeed was forced to leave, if you want to put it that way. For the record, I had absolutely nothing to do with these Skelebeasts that attacked out of nowhere. If I could control them or some such, I wouldn't have had to put myself in such danger back in the Sleeping Sea, would I? There's one thing I haven't told you before, though. true reason as to why the church came to these islands isn't to search the ruins or anything of that nature. We have received intelligence that a goddess-level ancient relic is hidden on Islas de Libertad. What we're here to do is retrieve it. Oh, and the appearance of Skelebys has only lent even more credibility to our intelligence. They are drawn to the goddess-level relic on this islands, just as they were drawn to the goddess's central unit in the Sleeping Sea. Goddess level? You're saying there's something here that's on par with it? That I am. We suspect that a fragment of the goddess lies out here. Well, monsters did appear in Mar del Demonios before you even got here. Dolphin also said that there's some super ridiculous treasure somewhere around here. Given that, it does add up. Do you believe me now? I never had any evil intent to begin with. Huh. Guess my hunch was way off. Sorry. No, I don't think your hunch is way off. Ganjisao is just a bit of a fanatical nut. No, I'm just glad we cleared that up I'm just glad that we cleared up this misunderstanding. There's a chance that the treasure Dolphin spoke of is the same one we're after. You wouldn't already happen to know where it is, would you? If we're able to seal that relic away, the Skelebys will have nothing to stick around for and they'll scatter. We've got it down to a few potential locations, but nothing more than that. Well, since we're still under attack, even being able to narrow down our search radius would help a lot. Just leave the rest to the church and our secret arts. Time waits for no one, so let's get treasure hunting, shall we? Yeah, there's a reason I use my crazy voice for Ganjisawa. 6-2, searching the ancient temple. Following our search from several days ago, Dolphin had been able to pin down the mind-blowing treasure to one of 3 locations. The ancient temple on the main island, a metallic cave on Isle Seguda, and the Great House on Islas Tercera. Royal Fortune decided to bring Ganjisawa to the main island, where the ruins were preserved the best. On the way there, they were passing by the Nebula Guardian's temporary base. Royal Fortune, Ganjisawa, I thank you for your help. We owe it to you that we made it without sustaining major casualties. We're all allies here, so it's what anyone would have done. Yeah, we're friends, so don't sweat it. Friends, you say? You're right. From now on, I will consider you to be my friends. Then, as friends, I will give you some advice. Don't be lulled into a false sense of security. These islands still face danger. Our supplies are limited. The monsters may be repelled for the time being, but we cannot hole up here forever. We ought to prepare a breakthrough assault before supplies run out and morale drops. Right, as it so happens, Ganjisawa and I were looking for a way to repel them. If it doesn't work out, I'll tell Anne we need to break through the siege. The Nebula Guardians will take the vanguard. I'll do everything in my power. But if it comes to plan B, I'm counting on you. Of course, I will prepare for the eventuality of a battle. The two bade goodbye to the Nebula Guardian, then headed towards Queen Anne's revenge. Once she was informed of the church's plans, she took her treasure map and went along with their treasure hunt. They searched every nook and cranny of the ancient temple. Ganjisawa and Dolphin even found a couple hidden chambers along the way. However, the ancient relic they were looking for was nowhere to be found. It seems the temple was a bust. As one would expect, you wouldn't find a miracle on your very first attempt. You can't give up already. There's the metallic cave to check out next. Let's save that for tomorrow. I'm sure we're all exhausted after our battles earlier today. Pearl and I will fine-tune our secret arts and hopefully raise their efficiency a bit. I have to agree. They won't breach our defenses anytime soon. Alright, then how about we stop by our base and have supper? I stocked up on loads and loads of supplies before coming here. We've got curry from Chronopolis to go around. Just bring some ingredients you want to add and we'll be good. You all there? Episode EPS 2, Tempestuous Dreams? Tempestuous Dreams 2. Late was the hour, and the Skelebeast onslaught still continued. Amidst the roaring of the ancient battery's cannons, Real Fortune clutched her wooden compass as she dreamed a dream. Tranquil seas, a calm beach. The breeze was mild, and the sunlight was warming in this lovely dream. Such a peaceful dream. Well, guess that's pretty nice. As long as you ignore how there's a battle going on in reality. Royal Fortune walked down the beach, feeling the invigorating waves while she picked some coconuts. So sweet. I love dreams with flavors. Would have been even better if I had some good nosh, but hey. What the? She suddenly realized her wooden compass was faintly glowing. The light converged on the tip of the needle, pointing in a certain direction. Whoa, it's glowing! Wait, this is a dream, so how come it's glowing? Oh, maybe if I follow it? She turned in the direction indicated by the compass and broke into a sprint. After running for a while, she eventually came across someone who was sleeping in a beach chair. Zzz. Huh? Wait, Commander? EPS 3 Reunion. Where am I? When I come to, I am on a beach for some reason. Before I fell asleep, right, I saw that compass glowing on the bookshelf. Did the compass beckon me into this dream? That voice I just heard was oddly familiar. By the time I recognized the voice, Real Fortune has already run over to me. Wow, Commander, it's really you! I haven't seen you in so long. I've never dreamed I'd see you in, well, a dream. The girl calling out to me was none other than Royal Fortune, captain of the Tempesta fleet. It has been a while. Did the light of the compass lead you here too? Wait, but it's in my possession now. How'd you come here then? Huh? You've got the compass? Bloody hell. That's brilliant news. With the compass, you can come visit me anytime. As for how I came here myself, you were right. The compass lit the way. Did you find another one for yourself? Not even. I chose to look from wood myself. Behold! She proudly produces a wooden compass and waves it around in my face. See? Perfect, ain't it? If I squint really hard, it's kinda similar. Sure? You don't think it's similar at all. Forget how it looks, though. What matters is that it works. I've got a lot of questions for you, and I'd wager you have a few for me, too. We use this opportunity to exchange a bounty of information. Real Fortune and I discussed how the flow of time differed between worlds, and how a fleet back at home encountered the treasure hunters. It divulged the details of Tempesta's treasure hunt in Islas de Libertad, and their hairy encounter with the wrecked Skelebeasts. That included the fact that the church the goddess was searching for a goddess-level ancient relic, of course. Looking back, I disappeared in the middle of eating with Ganjisawa. Did she say anything about that? Yeah, she did. I was really suspicious, but she convinced me that when she shared her side of the story. Don't tell me. Was she the culprit after all? Well, I mean, I won't say no to that, but forget it. It's not important right now. I have something I want to give you. Whoa, terminal? It's all yours. When I first saw the compass glow, I decided I should take it along in case it was an omen of things to come. I'm kind of surprised I was able to bring it into the dream. There isn't much material I can help offer, but if you're searching for Siren ruins, it may come in handy. Waves turn quiet, and the world around us begins to dissolve. Looks like the dream is ending. Guess so. I'd be happy to take the terminal along. I bet it'll be great help. And you, Commander? Don't undersell yourself. You might be helpful, too. How'd you reckon? If I can take the terminal with me, then who says I can't take you, too? Kinda like this. She rushes over and pulls me into a bear hug. If I hold you tight enough, maybe you'll still be there when I wake up. My vision turns blank or white as she whispers into my ear. 7-1. Exploring the metallic cave. When the light dissipated, Royal Fortune awakened in bed. Am I awake? Commander! She shot up, nearly sending Terminal flying in the process. However, nobody else was there. Aww. Not here, huh? Damn shame. Who knows when I'll see you again? After that complaint, she slapped herself in the cheeks a few times. Cheer up, you twit. At least the commander sent you back with Terminal. You're exploring the metallic cave in the lighthouse today. Treasures abound, and they will be mind-blowing. While she gathered personnel and prepared for the day's adventure, a commotion happened to break out at the main island's gathering place. Yesterday's sudden crisis led to an impressive display of teamwork among the isle's fleets. However, the coming of a new day made them restless and rowdy once again. Fights broke out over the patrol schedules, distrust over the Nebula Guardians and the Church of the Goddess, and perceived unfairness in resource allocation. Fortunately, Queen Anne's revenge was well prepared for this. She resolved these issues swiftly. Armed with overwhelming support from various fleets, she established a set of provisional regulations for Islas de Libertad. Once all was settled, she left them and set sail for Isla Segunda with Tempesta and the Church of the Goddess fleets in search of the day's treasure. Islas de Libertad, Isla Segunda. Sheer rock cliffs towered 100 meters high, forming a natural barrier around the second island. However, the treasure map opened the way inside for the well-equipped explorers, revealing its secrets. The island's interior was ancient ruins, and the rock walls were a mere facade that concealed them. Labyrinthine passages stretched in all directions, even to the cliff tops above and the depths below. That explained half of why Queen Anne's Revenge had dubbed the place the Metallic Cave. Following a preliminary investigation of the area above, I managed to find some valuable supplies. This is where I found the star map drawn on the invitation, the resonance star chart. It was after I discovered these items resembling entry tickets that I thought to send the invitation. Huh? I thought they came from the ancient temple on the main island. Well, you were wrong. My theory is that the cave was used as a warehouse. Unfortunately, even I don't know if it conceals any hidden rooms like the ancient temple. That's the job for the church's secret arts. Ha! Don't even bother. I have a more efficient solution. Terminal, scan the cave structure and discover any hidden passages for us. Even better, generate a map. Orders received. Scanning the structure of the immediate area. Local database detected. Accessing. Reading stored data. Data analysis complete. Displaying facility layout of Compiler's Fortress 3's Central Corridor, Section T-02. All except for Royal Fortune watched in and slack-jawed surprise as a map of the area was projected in midair. Yeah, did you draw a map last time you came here? Let's compare them for differences. Upon comparing the two maps, the group discovered several differences between them. With Terminal's help, they took a quick tour of all the hidden rooms. They found veritable troves of ancient relics, though their uses were unclear at best. Their greatest rewards, however, were a bounty of high-quality ancient alloys and ancient crystals, objects that could power the polis's walls, temples of the goddess, and virtually all of the ancient ruin sites on Islas de Libertad. And though by accident Dolphin managed to deploy the massive cannons hidden in the rock walls, bolstering the island's defenses. However, the goddess-level relic that Ganjisawa spoke of was nowhere to be found. This left just one final place to be searched. '72 Tempestuous Dreams 3. Later that night, after an exhausting day of searching the metallic cave, Royal Fortune took her wooden compass in hand and drifted off to dreamland, hopes high in her heart. Ooh. In an endless stretch of ocean, rows of tightly packed Echo Fleet ships stood in line. This enemy, once thought invincible, had now been forced into a desperate situation. I am Compiler. No, I am, You invaded the system and altered my memory. Who in the world are you? Up in the heavens hung a ball of light that glowed even brighter than the sun. What in the world? Inside the light were practically countless giant eyes that stared down at the threats below with cold indifference. You made into As the voice's words grew increasingly unintelligible, the ball of light in the sky suddenly ballooned. The world was enveloped in light. What the hell was that dream? That freaked me out. Woken by the sheer shock, Royal Fortune almost dropped her wooden compass. That little one called herself Compiler, didn't she? But isn't the goddess a machine? And what was that ball of light? It kind of reminds me of the runes the Federation uses in the Blessing for the Guardian. And most importantly, why the hell did I dream about it? Oh no. All I wanted was to grow my fleet, sail the seven seas, and go on all the adventures I wanted. Commander, please protect me from getting dragged into this weird stuff from these ancient times. Hey, new scene. 7-3, searching the lighthouse. Searching the lighthouse 2. Royal Fortune somehow fired herself up and went to the great lighthouse on Isla de Tercia. En route there, she overheard people talking about the Nebula Guardians proactively wiping out the enemy in nearby waters. These heroics sparked a fighting spirit in many of the fleets. Morale was hot on the islands was high, despite them now being 3 days into a siege. Royal Fortune and Company passed through the defensive barrier and arrived at the foot of the lighthouse. So this is the Great Lighthouse. What a mysterious aura it exudes. This is where I sensed it was. Most likely we'd find a mind-blowing treasure. We still don't know how to get up, though. Our original plan was to launch me to the top of the cannon so I could lower a rope for the rest of you, but, well... That's when the Skelebeast attacked, and we never got the chance to try it. Heck, now we have Terminal, and we won't need no cannon nor no rope. Terminal, open the door. Their trusty companion did not let them down. After just a quick scan, Terminal activated a hidden set of doors, allowing the group to search the lighthouse's interior. To their surprise, however, there is absolutely nothing inside except for a spiral staircase leading upward. We're almost to the top. Yet we found not a thing. Dolphin, is your treasure sense tingling? Nuh-uh. I think the treasure's higher up. My true charts are pointing further upward as well. Therefore, what we're looking for must be at the top of the lighthouse. And so, the group arrived at the summit of the lighthouse. They found no lamp there in the center, only a pillar made of black, metallic material. The first to begin inspecting it were none other than the two envoys from the Church of the Goddess. Oh, Goddess, lend us your wisdom to see through this mystery. Ganjisao scooped out a handful of liquid flame from a lantern she had brought, smearing it on Pearl's forehead and palms. Pearl then set her sights on a particular spot of the pillar and gently touched it with her left hand. The pillar let out a buzzing sound. Countless metallic plates began to shift up and down and split apart, beginning from the spot that she had touched. They were like the throbbing scales of some enormous beast made of steel. Through the cracks, a red light slipped in and out of view. Oh, Goddess, may your light illuminate the path. This is a bit ominous. Ganjisao took out another handful of flame from the lantern, this time applying it to Pearl's staff. Then Pearl held the staff up and firmly struck the spot she had touched with her hand. Interesting. Strike from the staff made the metallic plates vanish instantly in a burst of flame, revealing an object hidden within the pillar. What the? A metallic ball? Oh, this is it, the mind-blowing treasure. Compiler's eyes. Oh no, ladies, look out. With the wall of metal gone, the metallic sphere so named Compiler's eyes laid itself bare. Without any warning, it shot out a dazzling beam of light towards the sky. The beam dispelled the abnormal night sky hanging above Islas de Libertad. This also ignited a ferociousness within the blacked-out skelebeasts. Ah, the night sky's barrier's gone. Oh no, look, the skelebeasts have all gone mental and are coming for us. I understand now. The metal pillar of the lighthouse is a device meant to confine Compiler's eyes. Its sealing effects were waning after so many years, and that's why the skelebeasts were drawn to it. Now with the seal completely undone, they've begun rampaging. Lime and Salmahino are still out there fighting. They're going to be surrounded any minute now. We have to hurry up and help them. I'll call in supporting fire. We should probably split up. The rest of you go and help those two. We will stay and prepare a ritual to reseal Compiler's eyes. If we're successful, Skelebeasts should be left with no reason to attack this place. Then they'll be gone before long. We'll be quick about it. Girls, follow me. 7-4. One strike to seize victory. Into combat we go. Kaboom! Amidst a veritable wave of skelebeasts, Lime and Salmahino dashed forward with great courage. This scene, it feels familiar. Heh, it does! Without the supporting fire from the island's batteries, this would have been a nightmare. Not so much anymore. We have the upper hand. Our opponents may be numerous, but we have to stay calm and kill them one at a time. Oi! Lime! Salmahino! Something's thrown the monsters into a frenzy. We've come to help you get out of here. Ah, Tempesta. Good timing. Do you see the Lord-class Skelebeast up ahead? Let's cut it down together. Sorry if it wasn't clear, but we've come to get you the hell out of here. There's no time to turn around. Charge it head on. What? Okay, fine. I guess the charging we're going. It's a giant crab with guns on the back. Agarodia? Uh-oh. Kaboom! Amidst booming explosions, the colossal Lord-class Skelebeast sank beneath the waves. Following this, the maddened and rampaging other Skelebeasts began to gradually settle down. Seeing their leader defeated, they scattered one by one. It was at this time the group realized that the light shining from the great lighthouse was gone again. Phew. Seems Gadgesao's sealing ritual worked. Sealing ritual? Ah, well, basically. Roll of Fortune briefly explained what happened over at the lighthouse. I see, so it was sealed off. Okay, let's head back. Alright, 7-5. Liberty Polis. Hey, clear skies or blue waters. With Compiler's eyes sealed anew, the skelebeasts that had besieged Islas de Libertad had now dispersed. The strange starry sky hanging over the isles had also disappeared along with the veil that once protected them. However, bright sunlight washed over the islands now, lifting the haze that had hung over them and making them a more comfortable place to live. With this, the danger had finally passed. After a grand celebration, everyone resumed their daily routines, that is, until Queen Anne's revenge summoned everyone for a great announcement. Friends, adventurers in search of freedom, comrades in arms. On the dawn of our great victory, I must ask you, you remember why you first set out for adventure? For fame, for fortune, for a life of freedom, for all those reasons and more, perhaps. But how did you feel along the way? All of us seek freedom, not bloodshed, yet the Federation of Polises has continuously oppressed us. Ever more rules, ever more restrictions. They choose to give us only two options. We can either be subservient to the Federation of Polises, to be used at their behest and discarded at their convenience, or we can let their rules tighten around our necks like a noose, little by little, and let them wring us for all we're worth. As for me, I don't like either option. That's why I chose not to monopolize the Islas de Libertad for myself, when I invited you all to come here and share in their bounty. Results speak for themselves, don't you think? We are strong. Before our combined might, even hordes of monsters were dust in the wind. Before our combined might, the Federation of Polises and the Church of the Goddesses cannot deny us sovereignty. Yes, we have lost the curtain of stars that guides us as a result of our battle, but let that symbolize the freedom to make a new path. Let anyone who craves liberty be free to come and join us. These are Islas de Libertad, just as I named them. They are home for all who yearn for freedom and from oppression. They will become our own polis, the archipelago of Liberty Polis. Thus, I hereby declare the establishment of Liberty Polis, a nation for all adventurers who desire freedom. All who love liberty and are willing to abide by our laws will be welcomed to and honored as citizens of our free state. The crowd stirred. The sailors of Islas de Libertad were naturally overjoyed, but there were others who felt it necessary to speak up, especially Lime. Queen Anne's revenge, have you lost your mind? The Federation of Polises won't stand for this act, and they certainly won't acknowledge the sovereignty of an illegal polis. You're making an enemy out of the entire Federation, you know. Then let them be my enemy. I never asked anyone for permission to establish a free state, least of all the corrupt Federation of Polises. Since you contributed to our victory, and I consider you a guest for now, I'll let that remark slide. Of course, you're more than welcome to reward based on your contributions. Does that sound fair? Not interested. That's all. We'll be leaving now. Goodbye. Watch yourselves, sailors of the vengeful queen. As expected, the Nebula Guardians departed without delay. Queen Anne's revenge then turned her attention to the Church's fleet, who watched on in silence. The Church typically doesn't meddle in interpolis affairs. If the Federation formally acknowledges your sovereignty, then you will naturally become our allies. If they do not, well, things could take an ugly turn. Well, I won't detain you. I am well aware of the Church's contributions to the successes of our war effort. Would you like a token of gratitude before you leave? I heard you gifted a small island to every fleet that came to the Isles, is that right? What if you were to offer one to the Church as well? Building a temple on your land would let us offer direct aid to those in need, and may serve as a useful bargaining tool in the future. I have to apologize, but as I alluded to before, we only welcome those who love freedom. That would exclude the clergy of the Church of the Goddess. You may request something else. And I would ask that you allow us to take the ancient relic back to the Church for proper storage and care. As you're well aware, the seal on the relic must be reinforced regularly, and only the Church can perform the sealing ritual. If neglected, the seal will eventually weaken and attract monster hordes yet again. You considered that a goddess-level relic, and didn't you? I understand it's very important to you. It would only beckon danger in our hands. Take it. Thank you very much. Incidentally, about the reward you intended to give the Nebula Guardians, may I deliver it to them in your stead? They've suffered their fair share of casualties in these past few days' conflict. Lime refused out of stubborn pride, but she will be in a very difficult position if she returns home empty-handed. Well, aren't you just the sweetest? Be my guest? Make them owe you one. You have no shortage of treasure, so load up some on your ships before you go. Thank you. We'll prepare to depart at once. After successful negotiations with the Church, Queen Anne's Revenge shifted her focus to the Tempesta fleet. Royal Fortune, do you support the establishment of Liberty Polis? Huh, me? Well, I think everyone knows that the Federation of Polis has treated you. They've only gotten more overbearing, and so it's good to have a safe haven like this. But you know, managing a city-state takes more than just passion. Of course, that's why I intend to craft our laws based on the Tempesta Code. Say what? For people who love freedom, all we need is basic level of common understanding and rules. Isn't that right, everyone? The crowd cheered in response. Let's drink the night away, everyone. To the birth of Liberty Polis. Cheers! Oh, it's cheers! Cheers! Whatever the future may hold, on this day, Islas de Libertad were all feast and revelry. The establishment of Liberty Polis would mark the first chapter in a new age in Federation history. Tempestas and Islas de Libertad. The end? EX1. A priest and the servant. 2. A shipgirl was performing a ceremonial dance in a vast room. Oh, goddess, let this prayer carry you to a safe place. As the light withdrew, Gadgesao's dance came to a stop. So too did the mysterious ritual she was conducting. We have the eyes that discern, all that's left are the wings that give shape. The area revealed by the goddess mainframe is dangerous. I know. Our next move demands a more thorough plan. With the eyes that discern, creating an ideal plan should be an easy feat. Something elaborate yet foolproof. No matter what, the goddess must make her return. Otherwise, our future only holds death and destruction. Yes. EX2, unresolved questions. Yep. After returning home from Islas de Libertad, Tempesta got work moving. Tempesta Island. Our own island. Tempesta Island. Terminal, you're finally home. I'll never let you out of my sight again. With a whole island to ourselves, we can build whatever we want. Maybe I'll make a luxurious underwater suite for Argo. Still can't abandon this trading post, but if people flock to Islas de Libertad, then business will boom too. What if we move HQ over there? Just a what if, since we don't know how the Federation will react. Nah, we can only take things one step at a time. First things first, we set up a trading post on Tempesta Island. Everyone dreamed of the future, some excited and some anxious. Just then, there was a knock at the door. Dolphin had returned with news from afar. So Galley says that the Federation of Polis is taking action? Yep, the Federation Council is gathering representatives from every polis to a big meeting in Chronopolis. Galley's going with the representative of Stellapolis. He said not to move to Islas de Libertad until we know what the Federation's plans are. Can't they just get over it? They're using the illegal establishment of a polis as an excuse, but they really just want the land and ruins there. But hasn't the Vengeful Queen already taken over the island's defensive facilities? Even the Federation of Polises is the balk at those huge cannons. Whatever the case, we're already in an alliance with the Vengeful Queen. There's no ignoring this now. I'm going to Chronopolis myself. You all take a break at Limestone Island and wait for word from me. EX3, Bounty of our World. Boundary of our world. When the light fades, I see my bedroom ceiling again. Guess it couldn't be that easy, Royal Fortune. Still feeling her lingering warmth, I look around my room. Compass has stopped glowing, and the terminal is gone. At least I managed to deliver terminal to her. Hopefully that will give Tempesta the extra boost they need to make it out of danger. All I can do now is pray. Virtual tower acting up, people constantly flooding in and out from other worlds, and now Tempesta. Their world is such a thing as a boundary that it must be getting weaker by the day. DOS. Fine by me. If danger comes, we'll stand and fight it. There's no point in agonizing over things that might never happen. Gotta live in the moment. Time to wash my face, eat breakfast, and get to work. Tempesta and Islas de Libertad. The end. Alright.
出撃お疲れ様です。作戦報告は
That was Tempesta and the Islas de Libertad. I hope everyone enjoyed the story. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.